Hello and welcome back to Millie and Billy No Ball. This is episode 4 and today we are coming to you from Italy. This is going to be a really chill episode, a little Q&A.
Yeah, we just wanted to give you guys the chance to get to know us a little better, and as Millie said, just a chill chatty episode. We've been having a great time in Italy, relaxing, having a little girls' holiday, eating lots of pasta, lots of pizza. We've had a few ups and downs, as every girls' holiday should. Made some interesting memories, learnt a lot in the short space of time we've been here, but it's our last day. So we wanted to spend it having a little week roundup and answering some of the questions that you guys put in on the Instagram story.
Yeah, so maybe we'll start off with recapping some of our highs and lows of the trip. We've had many of each. So yeah, we started off our trip in Sorrento, which I'm really glad we did. Beautiful little town. And I would say it's kind of a hub of basically that coast. It's kind of close to everything and easy to do day activities, afternoon activities. We did Positano one night and we did Pompeii one day, so that was cool, and then spent the rest of the time beaching, chilling, eating, all that. Billy, would you like to start us off with one of our pretty funny stories in Positano?
Yeah, so we'd seen all the TikToks, all the pictures. We did consider staying there, but it was so expensive. And we're actually glad we did it because it's literally a hill. Only by the beach is flat. So if you want to get anywhere on foot, like you're walking uphill. But that was fine. Like we were just there for the evening. We were looking for somewhere to go to dinner. And we caught the ferry over from Sorrento. Really nice ferry ride. Got a little bit, splashed by the water, but it was boiling, so it was fine.
We saw that the last ferry left at maybe like 6:30, was it? Something like that. So we arrived at around that time, so we didn't think that was going to be the case. And then the buses weren't leaving then, apparently. So we were like, oh yeah, we'll Uber, maybe taxi if we need to.
We were really optimistic that we were going to be able to get an Uber back from Positano to Sorrento.
But I guess we didn't realize that it's like a one-way street all the way down the hill. So of course no Ubers want to like Uber, because it's a long ass trip down and then have to go back up. So yeah, we tried to get an Uber very desperately multiple times, but it just kept saying, oh, no rides available. So
we were sitting on the side of the road for about half an hour waiting for our Uber, and then we were like, look, let's walk to the top of this road and maybe the Ubers will want to come pick us up when it's like a two-way street. But no luck. And then we ask a taxi driver, taxi to Sorrento is like 140 euros. That was, that's over our daily budget. That is our whole daily budget. So I was like, let's trek up to this bus stop at the top and try find another Uber. Maybe there'll be a cheaper taxi. Looking on Google Maps, there were no buses. It said there were none.
By this point, we'd been walking for like an hour up this hill as well. We were like sweating, like it was starting to get dark. It was not a good situation for some teenage girls traveling, but luckily, this hero Billy over here.
Yeah, and then I saw out of the corner of my eye a beautiful bus that just said Sorrento right across the top of the bus. And we ran across the street. Don't know why this wasn't on Google Maps. And we had some cash. This was the first day we had cash as well.
Goodness, we had cash. Oh my gosh, if we didn't have cash.
That would have been it for us because they don't take card on the bus. There were 4 girls who only had card and they needed to get back to Naples where they were like on university exchange. So the universe had rewarded us with the bus turning up. So we decided we had to pay for those girls' bus tickets because,
what goes around comes around.
It was necessary. Apart from that, things went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful views, great dinner, but very stressful.
Millie lost her passport on the first night momentarily.
Yeah, So my mum calls me. I'm like, it's the first day, so I'm like, oh, she must be seeing what I'm doing, like seeing if I'm having fun. No. She's like, no, Millie, you've lost your passport. I just got a call. It's like 4 a.m. I was sound asleep. So what? I lost my passport because I had it in my bag because I was worried it was going to get stolen at the Airbnb. So that was my logic. But I guess at dinner I must have fallen out of my bag. So we kind of sped walked back. I wasn't too concerned because I was like, I know that it's going to be there because that's the only spot I opened my bag. So we went there and luckily the guy had it and thankfully he didn't do anything dodgy and kept it and called my wonderful mother Kylie. Thank you, Kylie. But yeah, I got it all back and got some pretty angry messages from Kylie, but whatever.
Yeah, other than that, just been chillaxing, relaxing, watching Love Island USA.
So good.
So good.
Comment your favorite cast member if you're watching.
And Love Island UK. Both of them.
US is providing this season, I can't lie.
What else has been going on? Oh, should we answer our questions?
Yeah. To the Q&A part. Woo! Okay, Billy, so we know you're dating a pro footballer. So some of the people want to know, what are the pros and cons of dating a pro footballer?
I wouldn't say I'm exactly well-versed in the pros and cons of dating a pro footballer because, like, obviously Joe is a professional football player, but maybe not in the way that most, like, when people think of a pro footballer.
He's working his way there.
I would say the pros, athletes are generally quite disciplined, which means they have quite a good mentality. There's definitely a sense of maturity that comes with it, which I think is quite nice. I mean, I like going to football games. Like, I like football, so that's a pro for me because
Free tickets.
yeah, free tickets. I like hearing about all the little stories and just I've loved football forever, so it's really fun for me, like seeing what the day-to-day life is like, and especially because Joe's just started his kind of professional career, I guess. Like, there's everything is new and everything is exciting, and each little thing that comes with it is just really exciting, and it's fun to celebrate, and it's fun to look forward to things. And yeah, I would say the cons is the schedule. Like, even when Joe wasn't playing professionally, his schedule was so hectic. And when I was away at uni, like, he just couldn't visit me because even at an amateur level, you're just not really allowed, if you want to be seen as someone who wants to do well, you're not really allowed to just take time off. Like, it's just not really the done thing, I suppose.
And like, you can't get out of things. Like, if you have a game a weekend and then you also have your sister's wedding or something like that, unfortunately you're contracted, you have to go to the game. Like, you have to miss the wedding. It's just one of those things where it's like,
yeah, and it's like you have to embrace not being the priority. Obviously you can be the priority when football doesn't need to be the priority, but it just kind of is.
Yeah. But I think it's also really cool that he has a plan. Like, a lot of people our age, they're kind of just going with the flow, seeing where life takes them. Not even like that, but just in university and figuring life out. But when they have goals and a plan, I feel like that's kind of motivating.
Yeah, I think the only other con would be the football bubble is quite isolating. They can be driven and motivated in some ways, but these are like adult men that have every minute of the day scheduled out for them. Like, there's just not much flexibility.
Yeah. And I think it's also hard with socializing in football, and I'm sure for you, because moving to a different country, Joe's probably only really met his teammates, so it's very like tight together. These are the only people you know. It's hard to get out and like meet new people, and I'm sure you're learning that because you probably only really know the people at your job. But yeah, it's hard to actually meet new people in a different city, especially when that's your job and it takes up quite a lot of time.
100%. That's definitely something. And the schedule and being apart for a long time can be boring because I don't get to see him as much and we literally live together. But I think it also can be good because even though we are living together at a really young age, it means that I still have a lot of time to myself and to be my own person.
Yeah, have that balance and have that independence as well is nice. And I think that's really important for growth and especially at a young age. I think you've done that really well.
What's my next question for Millie? Oh, this is a cute one. What is some advice you would give to young women aspiring to be footballers?
I would say just have as much fun as you can with it. You have to love it to last in the sport. So I think just enjoy it. And as soon as it stops being fun, like take a break and like actually realize why you're doing it. Have your why in your head. But yeah, obviously the basic advice if you want to like progress on, like work hard, do extras and things like that. But I think you always have to fall back on the fact that why am I doing this? It's because you should be having fun. So yeah.
Can I ask what you said, like always have your why in your head? Like what would your why be?
For me, it's probably like my family. I do a lot of my stuff for my family. I do it because I love it. It's been my passion since I was really young. So yeah, I think it's important to establish why you do it and have that in the back of your head.
What's the most underrated skill in football that people don't talk about enough?
The mentality, I think, is a big one because it's really hard to be a footballer, I would say, especially like there's so many highs and so many lows. So just having the mindset to keep going and persisting, that's what makes the top players get there. Just the discipline and determination even when shit hits the fan. But yeah, I would say the mindset is a huge piece that I didn't really realize until the last few years. So making sure you're taking all the things that come your way, like sports psychologists and things like that. I think it's so important, almost more important than the on-field stuff, because that's what gets you on the field and gets you playing your best, I would say.
This is one for both of us. What is an unexpected challenge with both moving away / playing football? I think an unexpected challenge that I had moving away was how difficult it is to not have a sense of community, because like where I lived in New Zealand and my school and everything was so interconnected, and I think people in the UK kind of have a different, maybe it's just Birmingham, have a different perspective on community, and they don't tend to, like, at home I'll just rock up to my friend's house and be like, what are you doing? I'll just like turn up, hang out. Maybe I just haven't met those people yet, but I think being in a city and when kind of everyone in the city kind of doesn't really have the community mentality, it's a little bit difficult. But what's an unexpected challenge you've had of football so far?
I would just say how like quickly things change and how adaptable you have to be. My professional career, I've been in a different place every year, so it's been hard to kind of settle down, because even though I had a 3-year contract in Louisville, I obviously came on loan the second year, so that's a whole new spot. But yeah, just I think unexpected challenge was just how quickly things change, and like you can't really plan much into the future even if you have a long contract.
That's a good one. This is one for Millie. This is like the most basic question to ask a footballer ever. If you didn't play football, what would you be doing?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Probably like in university, getting a degree.
Probably still playing football though.
Yeah, low key. Or like doing a different sport. I think that would be fun. I've grown up playing sports, so I'd probably figure something out. Do like, I don't know, maybe hockey, Kylie? No.
Maybe you'd find like a really niche sport to get good at.
What would you do?
well, I don't even know what I do.
Different career path.
If I...
What would be your dream career path? Like,
Oh, acting, 100%. 100%. It's just like the most fun thing ever. Like, if it wasn't so ridiculously unattainable for most people, like, 100%. I had like the best,
you'd be unreal.
the best memories of my life is like doing acting when I was younger. I love football and I love chatting about football, but the only time I tried to get a football related job, I got turned down because of Joe. Do you remember that?
No. Where was this?
I don't know how much I want to say because like it's kind of awkward. I applied for a job within football that, well, I didn't even officially apply to it, but a friend of mine was doing a job and he was going away and I chatted to him about it and I was like, oh, like this would be really good. It was like doing something to do with social media and football. If you know, you know. I probably ranted to you about it. And I was like, he was like, oh my God, like, yeah, you'd be great. Like, that's actually something I'm kind of decent at. And like,
Unreal. They missed out.
They literally missed out. And unfortunately, I didn't get it because at the time, Joe was playing for a different team that the men's team was in the same league as. After that happened, I was so upset. I'm thinking like, why is my skill set being reduced to my relationship with a man at 18? Like, I was fuming. Like, oh, I actually, like,
It's funny.
I was so pissed. So after that, I was kind of like, am I ever, you know, if like I stay with Joe and like he does well, is it more difficult for me to enter that industry? It was just a bit petty.
Okay, so we're going to answer what our favorite football boots are. You go first.
Mine, oh, I didn't actually own these, but oh, I wanted them so bad. They were the 2014 Mercurials. They were like blue on the top and they ombre'd into like a different color and the tick was orange.
I actually think I know what you mean.
Should I show you a photo? They were called the Fast Forward series.
Oh, sure.
Oh. And my
put
friend,
an image here.
My friend Maya had them. We'll put an image on the screen, and I just thought they were.
Oh my God!
They were so cool. Did you have them?
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe in futsal boot.
I thought they were so cool.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They were just.
That was a nice color.
And it was kind of when I was like actually getting into football, and I like wanted to have, because I've always been a shoe girl, so I became a boot girl, of course.
Yeah.
And I just thought they were so cool. And at the time, I think I had some when Adidas ones were still kind of chunky and leathery and had they weren't like the new like Predator vibe. They were like old school ones.
Wow.
And my friends had these like, they were the Mercurials. They were so sleek and like the ombre of the colors and they were bright. And I was just, so jealous of them.
So.
What about you?
I remember this was like 2016. No, way later than that. Maybe like 2021. It was like the first time I bought like my own pair of boots instead of my dad buying them for me, because I really wanted these like pink Mbappe Mercurials. Oh my gosh, they were so pretty and they had like metallic on the bottom. Yeah, I was obsessed. And then when I got sponsored, I think my favorite, clearly it's a theme, but I like the pink ombre ones. Pink ombre Mercurials, those were really nice. And I also loved the white and blue ones. It was mainly white and then it had like a little bit of blue. Love the new Flyknit though. It's really comfortable and easy to break in. So that's my favorite as well.
And another question kind of similar to that is, what is your favorite football kit for you? It might be that you've worn or like another team's that you just really like.
This is a good question. One that I've worn, I really liked the 2023 World Cup kit for New Zealand. That was really nice. The white was just, I felt like it was clean. It was a Nike kit. Nike kits are always really nice and comfortable and fitted nicely for girls, so I really like that. Also my debut kit, so that was cool. I really like that black and white Manchester United kit from I don't remember the year, but it was a few years ago. I remember when Paul Pogba wore it. It was like, nice. Yeah, so it was the 2020-2021 kit. And yeah, I'll put an image on the screen. I remember Paul Pogba rocked it really well, so that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites from when I was younger, another one from 2014, was the 2014. I think it might have even been the third kit. It was like the Arsenal third kit from, I think, 2014. And one of my friends at school had it, and it was like navy, and then it had these sideways blue. I'll show you a photo as well. It's had these sideways blue kind of horizontal stripes. I think, again, I like the stripes like you. Millie, where is your favorite place that you've traveled for football?
Oh, that is a good question. I've honestly liked all the places I've gone for different reasons, but I'm biased because I just love the sun and Europe. But I really enjoyed last year when we went to Spain. I think it was, I'm not sure actually, Murcia maybe. The resort was really nice. We swam every day, and yeah, it was really nice. But I also like randomly really enjoyed in India when I went for under 17s. Like the hotel we stayed in was unreal because obviously FIFA puts you up. So it was beautiful, and then we also got to experience a bit of the culture, which was really cool to see. Honestly, every place I've been, I've enjoyed though.
Oh, what has been your favorite part about your holiday with me?
My favorite part, that's a really good question. Honestly, I really enjoyed, I think it was our first day. Like just chilling by the beach, relaxing. I would say that was my favorite day because we did a bit of a mix. We got these really good sandwiches at this unreal little like side street. It was obviously everyone had seen it on TikTok because it was so busy, but the sandwiches, whoo,
Mine was lucky. Just swimming. I just really liked Sorrento. I think it was a great place. It was like definitely a touristy vibe, as you can expect from somewhere like that. But you didn't hear like English accents everywhere. There was quite a few Australians, I think, but it didn't feel like it was crafted for tourists. And like when you were down at the beach and everything, there was just so many like Italian families and Italian kids just running wild everywhere, which was really fun. And great food, great sandwich shop.
love the sandwich shop.
Love the sandwich shop. Really nice sunsets, amazing sunsets, really relaxing, walkable, just fab, really. Do you have any pre-game superstitions or rituals?
Yeah, I have quite a few actually. Someone asked me that recently and I kind of blanked, but now like that I think about it, I have quite a lot.
Really?
I just always do the same kind of things. The night before a game, I always wear compression leggings to bed. I make sure I have like so much water and electrolytes the day before. Then I have to have a Barocca the day of my game. I have to shower before a game. And then on the way to the game, I always have my headphones in and I have to listen to Die For You by The Weeknd as my first song when I leave. Like, and it has to be when the bus like just leaves. So like as soon as it starts, I press play like really quickly. And if I don't, like I'm gonna have a bad game. So, oh, and I have to sit on the left side of the bus. My playlist always has The Weeknd in it and like Drake. That's the vibe. And then when I get there, I don't have too many. Oh, I like to not have my hair up when I'm traveling to the game, and then I do my hair there. Probably have a few more, but yeah, just
I'm shocked you have so many.
yeah, I just keep it the same. Like if I have a good game, I'm like, what did I do that game? And then
Oh, I started Die For You 2 seconds late.
I started like playing The Weeknd in my like first season, and then I just continued, and now it's a superstition.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you get FOMO from your friends back home in any situations?
I think yes, I do for certain situations. Like when I see them like posting TikToks on like when they go on a like concert or something like that, I'm like, damn, like wish I was there. But I would say when I'm really busy in my life overseas, I don't really care as much and I'm kind of consumed by my life overseas. But I would say the first month or so when you're pretty lonely and you're like seeing all your friends back home, like having a good time, that's when I get the most FOMO. But once I'm kind of in a routine and in my everyday life and I've settled down in the place I'm living, I don't get as much FOMO. But how about you?
Yeah, I would say I feel quite similar about it. I definitely do get FOMO, but I kind of have my perspective of it is like I get people messaging me being like, you look like you're having the most incredible time, like really, admire what you're doing, like moving away, like looks so good. I'm so jealous. And then I'm like, I'm literally jealous of you. Like my closest girlfriends are all like living in the same house together or like, and I got friends in Melbourne and Sydney and they're still living together and like I'm living with a man. Like, do you guys get to live with your girls?
Yeah.
I definitely get FOMO of that. I have to kind of have that perspective that it's all balances out because we see like FOMO is literally, I swear, based on social media. And we all know that it's such a small,
So unrealistic.
so unrealistic. It's like sometimes when I don't catch up with my friends in a while and then we have a big phone call, we're like, oh, well, this has sucked and this has sucked and this has been good. And it just all balances out and
Yeah.
everyone's on their different path. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with FOMO.
Yeah, and you kind of always want what you like can't have. Like everyone has their ups and downs and everyone has their pros and cons of everything.
There are days when it's probably when I'm feeling more homesick, it's worse.
I agree with that.
Or like you said, like an event or a concert or like right now, everyone's mid-year break and a lot of people are back home. Like I would say now, I'm kind of like, oh, well, I could be there, but then you think about the logistics
Like,
of
wow,
everything.
we're in Italy.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah. It is what
whatever.
it is.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
So, yes, but it doesn't kill me. How do you balance study and work?
I'm not very good at it. I'm going to be honest. Like I always say I'm going to be better, but I'm so bad at starting. Like every semester that I've done so far, I kind of start like 3 weeks late and then I'm already on the back foot. I'm like having to catch up, missing my mid-sem break because I started so late. But I'm very bad. I'm a procrastinator. It's because when I go to training, I'm like, when I get home, I'm so tired. I'm like, oh, that is the last thing I want to do right now. But yeah, I think it's just important to make sure you do get it done because it is a privilege to study and it's a privilege to get the opportunity to get a degree. I know it's hard to pass sometimes, but you got to make sure you're doing it because otherwise it's just a waste of everyone's time and money. So
yeah, I agree with that so much. Like sometimes I forget what a privilege it is to like be studying and be in the position that I am, that I get to travel and I get to work and I get to live in a different part of the world and still pursue a degree. Like it's such a unusual but it's like situation, but it really works for me. And like I have this thing in my brain where I'm like, oh well, I always get things done, so I'll just get that done, but never really have a plan of when I'll get it done.
that's the same with me. And you know what? The grades aren't bad. Like,
Yeah, well, we always get it done.
exactly. So, I mean, it works, but probably not the best example, I would say.
Yeah.
If you can, maybe plan it out or like figure out. That's one thing I did do. I did say, oh, here's an away trip. This is when my exam is. Being proactive with talking to your lecturers and things like that to make sure that you can do the exams, you can get the assignments in on time and ask them for help if you need it, I think is really important. That's something I've learned more this semester, reaching out to my lecturers when I've needed extra time.
Yeah, no, but I struggle to balance, but as Millie said, it's a privilege to struggle to balance working and studying. Doesn't mean I don't kind of hate it and procrastinate sometimes.
No, I think it's fair to like have your little rants every now and then.
And for our, I guess, last question, I think, What is a favorite wholesome football moment you've experienced or seen online?
Oh, this is a great opportunity to mention. So my last game before the break, we were in Toronto and we played Toronto, and I was getting into the tunnel, and we obviously walk out with like little girls most games. So yeah, we walked out, the little girls were already there, and they're like, Millie, which one's Millie? And I was like, hey,
It's
it's
me.
me. I was obviously very shocked because I'm from New Zealand, like no one really knows me in Canada. So I was like, oh, like, hi. Like, how do you know me? Kind of thing. They're like, oh my gosh, you have the podcast, right? Millie and Billie know. I was like, yeah, that's me. That's me. They asked me to sign some stuff, and they're like, yeah, we love the podcast, stuff like that. So yeah, that was really wholesome. And I was like, that's exactly why we do it. I think it was really cool to hear that and see all those little girls. So shout out to them if they're listening. We really appreciate the support, and that was really cool for me.
Yeah, thank you to everyone that has messaged or listened or watched so far, because I think the feedback that we've got is that this is something that people enjoy listening to and is making the impact that we want it to so far. So that's been really nice. And hopefully it keeps going well. We keep doing exciting things.
No, that was a wholesome way to finish it.
Yeah. Hope you've liked our little snappy chatty.
Yeah. Italy episode. Girls on tour.
There's a lot coming up in football soon. We've got the Women's Euros, which we'll hopefully be chatting about. More football stuff going on. This one hasn't been crazily football focused, but hopefully we'll be having some guests on.
Yeah, we have some exciting guests lined up. So yeah, we're excited to talk to them. And
yeah, I hope you've enjoyed getting to know us a little bit more and listening. And we'll see you guys next week.
bye!